Today I'm going to show you how to connect Azure DevOps to Airtable with Unito's two-way integration. First, I'll show you a quick demo of what a completed flow can do, and then I'll show you how to set it up yourself in just a few minutes. So right now you're watching me fill out a work item here in Azure DevOps that I'm going to sync over to Airtable. It includes a number of custom fields I created myself for this demo, including bug categories, environment, priority, ticket type. Higher tier Unito plans include unlimited custom fields, and they're incredibly useful when syncing tools that don't have the same native fields set up. So I set up all of these fields myself, imagining a bug triage workflow where a team in Azure DevOps wants to loop in another team that works primarily in Airtable so the two can work in tandem without needing to switch tools. So there's the record now in Airtable that I originally created in Azure DevOps as a task. All of my fields from the original work item are in there, including the custom fields that I created. And you can see each of the different ones that I mentioned is in here. Now I'll switch over to the Unito Flow Builder so that you can see how to set up this integration yourself in just a few minutes. So you'll just have to click Create Flow. You'll be brought to this screen and you can connect your tools. We'll start with Airtable. You'll have to pass through a quick OAuth sequence. Here, I'll just type in my Airtable email address and then choose which bases to allow Unito to access for syncing. Click on Grant Access. Then I'll have a prompt here. I'll click Got it. Now I know I'm connected. And then I'll choose a specific table to sync in this particular flow. I'll choose my Bug Reports table. This is a prompt reminding me to include a last modified time field in the table I plan on syncing. So I'll just add this to the end of my table. With this in place, my data will sync. If I remove it, then my flow will stop functioning. Then I'll jump back over to the Unito Flow Builder and set up Azure DevOps. So my account is already connected to Unito. So I'll just need to select the specific project I plan on syncing. In this case, it's the bug report project for my Airtable demo. So that's this one here. I'll hit confirm. Next, we'll select a flow direction. This determines which tools can create and sync work items into the other. And then we'll determine which work items will sync through our rules here. This condition here is a safeguard in case we don't want to sync all historical items before testing out our flow. I'll replace it with this condition to only sync Airtable records to Azure DevOps if that field is included. Then down here, I'll do the same thing from Azure DevOps to Airtable. I'll only sync over work items with the bug tag, and no other work items will sync to Airtable. Then I'll hit confirm. And now we're setting up our field mappings. So this is where we determine the relationship between fields in Airtable and Azure DevOps. You can add these yourself manually by selecting Add Mapping. And then you'll notice that each pair of fields has its own sync direction that you can toggle. So this determines how changes will refresh automatically. I'll just skip ahead so that you can see what a completed table of field mappings looks like. If you see a gear icon, that indicates a single select or multi-select field that can have multiple values. So you'll have to tell Unito which values should sync over to a matching value in the other tool. So in this case, it's not case sensitive, but I have a performance value that can sync over to a performance issue value in the other tool, and so on. Now I'll launch my flow, and you'll see my work item in Azure DevOps appear in Airtable. So that's this here. This is the original work item that I created. All of the same fields are there, and you can continue to tinker with it, change the rules or field mappings after launching your flow to make sure that it functions as intended, and to make sure all of your custom fields are there. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to our team and let us know. Thanks for watching.